Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. Yes, August the 1st, tomorrow, Saturday, dear me. Welcome to the Don't Cross the Line Grassroots Show. I'm Mal Lay, your host for this evening, and like they say, every other evening. Hope everyone's keeping fine out there. If you've not met me before, I'm sure you will do, because the season seems to be starting as from tomorrow, the 1st of August. Dear me, social media has gone absolutely wild. Tomorrow is going to be like the start of the Grassroots football season. Don't we know it? Yes, we do. The simple thing is, everyone out there, no matter who it is, even the people without teams, seem to be playing friendlies. Dear me, I've never ever seen so many friendlies that is going ahead tomorrow. So I wish every team, every referee and every committee member, manager, coach, all the very, very best tomorrow. I think they all start kicking off from 9 o'clock. If you're lucky enough to have a pitch, good luck to you. If you're not lucky enough to have a pitch, where are you going to play your game? Is it going to be street football? Is it coming back? Just to get the kids out there. And I know there's so many managers out there so eager. But one person I'd really like to wish the best of luck to is the COVID-19 officer who'll be in charge of simply everything to do with COVID-19. The do's, the don'ts, I just feel sorry for them, to be honest. If you nominated, or have you nominated your COVID-19 officer, do you have all the guidelines in place that the county FAs have all been putting out? These are the coaches, the teams, referees. Do you have all your guidelines in place? Are you all aware of what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do? Even I think I was looking at a post yesterday, match officials should not be taking cash. Don't forget your little card machine. Thank you very much at the end of the game. But you can do the FA app or the county FA app. You can pay on that by the looks of things. Don't know how long you're going to be waiting for your money. If you're expecting just to go to the county FAs and get your money, I'm not too sure how that works. I've not read up on it. So how many of you out there will take the cash? How many of you out there will be putting it into your bank accounts? How many think it's safe enough to put it in or give your bank accounts out to everyone that you're refereeing to? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Grassroots football is back tomorrow, but not as we know it. It simply isn't not as we know it. How many teams out there who will be playing friendlies that haven't got all the guidelines in place? Hold your hand up. Come on, hold your hand up. We'd love to hear from you. mal@don'txtheline.com. We'd really also love to hear from the COVID-19 officers. Are you prepared? Do you know what to expect? Even you coaches, managers, parents, going to be new guidelines for where you're standing. I can only see it breaking away. Now, if you're asking me, will Don't Cross the Line be out on these friendlies? I doubt it. I doubt it very, very much at the moment. I just want to go on social media and just see the feedback that you coaches, you referees are all putting up. I don't think there's many comments from referees at the moment. I don't know what it is. They seem to be keeping quiet. I don't know if we're going to have a massive turnout for referees in the friendlies. Well, it probably will do, but when the season starts in September, that's when they expect everything to be in order. Who's policing what is happening in grassroots football right across the country tomorrow in friendlies? Are the leagues going to be policing it? I doubt it. They're just going to get on with their own, make sure that they've got everything in order for when their season kicks off, because they have no responsibility whatsoever with the friendlies. So who does it all lie down to if something goes wrong? I think it's the COVID-19 officer, my honest opinion, because they've got to speak up for everything. They're responsible for everything to do with COVID-19, according to the guidelines that I've been reading. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of the FA guidelines and the government guidelines, not at all, because I'm sure each and every one of you have already done that now. And if you've got everything in order, fantastic, hats off to you, well done. But if you haven't, and you're having friendlies, are you taking a massive risk there? You know, because any complaints coming back, anyone catches COVID-19, I don't know whose head that's going to be on. Is that going to be on the teams that are having the friendlies? The referees who are in charge, they have a big responsibility as well. Are we just all looking to, yeah, let's all have a free-for-all, can't wait to get onto Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it is, and talk to all these managers about how the experience went with the kids all playing. Now the kids probably can't wait for a game of football, you can't take that away from them, especially in a friendly, so make sure that they all are friendlies. No shaking hands, no spitting, no swearing, no marching up to each other, face on face, you know. You've got to be, free kicks are going to be funny. I don't know, the referees, the officials are going to sort that one out, maybe. I'd have a plan if it was a manager, because I'd already had that one in my head over free kicks and corners. But it'd be nice to probably go out, and, well, not even go out, just watch some film and that's going on social media. Don't get caught out. Don't put all your footage on there that you've got nothing in place regarding COVID-19 guidelines. People are just going to feed back on it, and people are just going to slaughter you, aren't they, if you haven't. There'll be people talking about other teams not coming up, not doing this, no guidelines. Parents have broke the guidelines. It's 6, you can see, no more than 30, including managers. I don't know how it really is going to work. This is probably just a massive experiment from all the FA and county FAs to watch, just to see how things go. Because, as I say, no one knows how you're going to police these things. I certainly don't know how it's going to be policed, but as I say, we won't be walking around, we won't be, well, supporting anyone, because you're just as new to me, to grassroots football guidelines, and you just got to think you're making things work. You've got a responsibility for all the kids and the parents. You'll hear about teams complaining about teams from parents taking the kids away from it. Now, I've looked on social media as well, and I'd love your feedback. All you give is your feedback. Tell us what you've got in place for tomorrow. Please, I'd love to read out, and on tomorrow's show we can talk about it, or give us some feedback for tomorrow's show anyway, and we'll gladly read it out. I'd love to know what you've got in place. It's the new things that you've got in place for all this. I'm sure there'll be teams really having a go at it, but over the weeks it'll get tiring and tiring. I've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt, but not in COVID-19. I just know how hard management coaching can be. How are you going to collect subs? Is it paid by direct debit now? I know a lot of teams out there, single teams, just they pay cash on the day. Now, not everyone, again, has a bank account online. Not everyone does this, so it's going to be a little bit of mayhem. And also, as I say, we've been noticing on social media, there's been 1 or 2 teams who have folded for the simple reason as they just can't go ahead with it anymore. Now, if you look on how many posts have gone up regarding teams looking for players, I've never seen so many in all my life being involved in grassroots football, especially now, you know, under 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s. I don't know what it's going to be like with the older age groups. Let's see what happens when they get together. Are people just had enough? I don't know. Or are they still scared of COVID-19? Because you only have to put the TV on at the moment regarding the holidays and what is happening. Everyone's holiday is back in doubt. Everyone's expecting a second wave of it. Are we just, I don't know, are we just really going overboard with the COVID-19? I'm not too sure. But as I say, we need your feedback. You, the coaches, you're the managers, you're the ones with the responsibilities, you're the ones who are taking the risks, and the kids as well, and the mums and dads. No one's trying to put you off grassroots football, because you work very, very hard, we know that, and the kids have been itching to have games, and I know plenty of referees who've been itching to go and get games. Yeah, it's pennies for them, but at least they can put money in their pocket. But as I say, should we make the COVID-19 officer a payday? Should we pay these for the responsibilities that they are carrying? Because if something did go wrong, who's going to blame them? Who's going to point the finger at the COVID-19 officer? Now, I know COVID-19's officers will be getting together and swapping what they're doing on and off the field of play, because everyone is probably just learning what the guidelines are and putting them into perspective, putting them into action, putting them into play basically. And they've got to talk to the kids, even you coaches, you managers, you've got to talk to everyone. No running on the pitch, no dealing with the kids if they're injured. You've got to stand back, and if the kid doesn't get up, you've got to invite the parents on, or whoever, guardian of the child, to come on and attend to them, because you can't touch them. I don't know whether everyone's been reading these guidelines. I don't know whether everyone's thinking there's too much into the guidelines, and it'll all pan out and everything will become honky-dory in the end. It'll all fade away, because we're taking the risk of COVID-19 away, aren't we? Because now we had an announcement, I think yesterday, where there wasn't a case in Liverpool, or the day before, where COVID-19, there was no cases, first time ever. But when you look at round the likes of Oldham and Leicester and lockdowns, what's all happening? What are we all doing? What are we all planning to do? Are we all getting scared about it again? I don't know. I'm hearing so many confusing stories about it. But as I say, if I wanted to, I'd be out and about and have a little look at friendlies. Might drive past one or two, park up in the car and just take a few notes and see how the teams are faring, what they're doing on and off the field of play, what the referees are doing. But no doubt I'll be meeting up with the County FA very, very soon and go and have a little chat with them and what they're expecting and what they have in place and how they're going to police it. If they are going to police it, is it going to be down to the clubs to police it? And if there's any comebacks, down to yourselves, because your insurance has got to be in place as well. I'd like to know as well how much you're paying for your insurance and what companies that you're going with, you know, because there's got to be a lot of teams out there looking for insurance, public liability, cheap prices, because they all have to go out and earn their money, the teams, you know. So will they be upping their subs, coaching fees, registration fees? I know when the registration starts, there's many leagues out there who are just carrying it from last season because it was abruptly ended. So they're carrying their monies forward and helping the teams out as well. So every penny can count. So it gives you a little nest egg onto next season. And this is why I'm baffled on many teams that have folded. Maybe it's because the kids don't want to play, or the mums and dads don't want to let the children play anymore. We'd love your feedback if you were a team that has folded as well. Our manager, coach, you haven't got a team, whether you're going to be doing one again. Let's get all the feedback on. Let's find out what the problem is, or if there's any problems, and let's try and all iron them out together as a football family, because there's going to be a lot of issues raised when it comes to tomorrow and the big kickoffs, because they'll be going on till no doubt 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Games will be going on all throughout the day. Have you got enough referees? I'm not too sure, but let's just see how many referees are out there, and let's see if we get any feedback off them tomorrow. Now don't forget, also, you've seen me putting the post out now, it's back, respect is back, because you still have to go out there and respect the referee on and off the field of play. So take that into account as well, because that's another virus, a separate virus on and off the field of play, isn't it? Not just COVID-19, there's verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, racist comments and bullying from the touchlines as well. Now these are all friendlies tomorrow, but I'll guarantee we'll see 1 or 2 incidents across the nation where it'll just all boil over. We know that. But please, referees, stand back and just relax, because it's down to these teams. They have the responsibility to make sure that you are protected on and off the field of play. So managers, coaches, big message to you out there, and committee members as well. Please protect the referees. Don't just think it's about COVID-19, it's about the referees doing their job as well. And it's amazing, you know, because when games do start in the football world, the Grassroots family, how unimportant these referees are, how verbally abused they are, and aggressive behaviour shown towards them. But when I look at posts on Grassroots football and I see them and I say to myself, look how popular these referees are. They're putting posts up and they're getting fully booked. They're major. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing our final, or thank you, not a final, our friendly. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to get these games going on. Just shows you how important the referees are. So can we carry that forward not just from tomorrow and Sunday, massive weekend in the games, but can we carry it week in, week out? Because we know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well, there's going to be games. Referees are getting fully booked up. Great to line the pockets, but the more risks they take as well, the more teams that they follow, the more stories they can come up with and tell us all about COVID-19 and how it's responding. Let's just hope that friendlies become friendlies and they don't become battlefields, please. We just need the kids to enjoy themselves. You've all been shouting and screaming, bring each other together on social media. This is what we're aiming for, bring each other together like we've been doing with Don't Cross the Line since 2003. We'd like you to bring each other together when it comes to friendly, because it's a massive word, that friendly. Remember, it's a friendly. Remember, your game tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, friendlies. Make sure they are friendlies, and make sure that the referee, I can't tell you to shake the hand of the referee now, because there's no handshakes, and as I said earlier on, kids, no spitting, and that goes for probably adults as well, on the field of play. Let's all work together. Let's see some popular stories. Let us talk about some friendly stories on tomorrow's show with Don't Cross the Line, DXTL TV from the touchlines, because they actually will be back again on the touchlines. And no doubt we'll get a lot of feedback off you coaches, and especially off the referees, as to what happened. But we don't want referees saying, never again, I'm not doing it. We want to keep our referees within the game, please, because September, they're both kicking off together this time, isn't it? It's normally August and then September for Grassroots, but September looks like the start for Grassroots football and also the Premier League. So it's going to be a massive month, but every day is a massive day at the moment. We're looking to hear the news all the time, what is happening. The media may just make it worse. Not me, not at all. I just want to report back the real problems or issues that we have in grassroots football, and let's all iron them out together. Let's work together, because we're here with the same stories, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Grassroots Weekend, the show. We don't try and change things. We want your feedback. We don't want to be arrogant on here. We don't want to be the ones policing everything in grassroots football. We just want you to come along, and when we get our guests in, tell us all about it, because I'll tell you now, the managers will be flocking to get in. And as I say earlier on the earlier shows, I've been telling you that we're going to be ready, up and running this week. Well, the painting is taking that little bit longer. I've got this paint that just seems to take an eternity to dry, and I'm not going to sit here and watch paint dry, I'm sorry, but I'd rather wait until everything is done perfectly well and we're happy before we get our guests in the studio. Yes, we've had one or two before, or just after the lockdown, but social distancing, as you can see, is all in place, like it'll all be in place tomorrow, no doubt, in grassroots football on the Sunday and through the week as well. But again, we'd love your feedback, and we'll give you a little tour, you know, around the reception area and round the office and the studio. You can see the studio anyway, can't you, because I'm in it, when we actually get it finished. But it's aiming, and it looks like, hopefully, definitely, by the end of next week, we will really be on a high, and inviting you, the guests, in. Well, you're all invited in anyway. You just drop me a line, Mal, at don'ttexttheline.com. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And excuse me if I keep looking down at my monitor. I'm just making sure that what time we're up to, that we finish around about 20 minutes each night on the show. And I've just got to make sure that we get the arrow basically right. You'll see when I come into the, or when you come in to the podcast show, exactly what we do. And well done to Peter Crouch and Prince William, His Royal Highness Prince William, and all the staff there with the podcast. It was very, very funny in the palace. If you haven't seen it, tune in, go and watch it on social media. It's all about the Prince coming out with curries and pints as well. Some great funny stories there that came about, and it was all men's mental health in football, well, not just the men's, ladies as well. Anyway, there we go. We've come to the end of our first Grassroots Weekend show before the big kick-off tomorrow. So if you're out and about tomorrow with grassroots football, then please, please, please respect towards the referee and each other. Social distancing is now the key. Wear your mask if you need to, and just abide by all the guidelines. I'd love to hear your feedback. mal@don'ttextheline.com. Add me as a friend on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere at all on social media. We'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. So for myself, Mal and all the team at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme, have a great evening. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll be speaking about it at 7. Tune in. God bless.